Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Brandon.
And this is Barab.
We're 8 Pound Pressure.
And you're listening to AntmanVs.
Woo! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Feel the power.
Music Familia Productions. World premiere.
You'll never get the best of me. I'm anti-everything. You'll never get the best of me. I'm anti-everything.
Antman and Shaban bring you so much live, local, and raw every Thursday from AntmanVs Studios. Music, news, interviews, plus so much more. And it starts now.
And now, here's your host.
going on, Music Familia? We are back hanging out live on AntmanVs. And, hold on one second here. We're going to get a guest going. Oh. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Not at all. Yeah? Okay. Too loud? No, that's good. So we have a guest here, and she doesn't want the camera on, but she is in the room. What's going on, Siobhan?
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, how about that?
Can you hear me?
I think so.
Hello.
There you go.
There we go. Hey,
Yay!
I can hear myself. Wow, these headphones are kind of janky. I only got one ear working. Just FYI, we should probably get rid of these headphones.
Oh well, that's what you're here for. You're here to test things.
Yeah, I'm the tester. Thanks.
Yeah.
I feel like I got demoted all of a sudden.
Nah. So the voice you guys hear is the lovely Siobhan, and she's been hard-working as of late with the new job, but also running the back office for things. And she is helping with the giveaway tonight. So take it away, Siobhan.
So I have to say, I'm actually a little disappointed in the music scene at the moment based on this giveaway. Like, this really was a simple giveaway. All you had to do was go to Liquid 16's page, and all the answers are there. And then you just had to send us a message with the information, and that was it. And let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we literally had 6 people, and that was all that participated in this contest.
Wow.
Which is so depressing and is so telling of the music scene and the issues that we have within it. It's literally a lack of participation, I just want to say. Because this was easy. Y'all are on Facebook all the time. All you had to do was go to the band page, and the answers are there. That's all you had to do. And then send us a message. And you could have got, at the very least, you could have got a CD, but you could have got free to the show. Like,
you know what cracks me up before we get too far along here? I want to stay on track, but I just want to point out that, with that said, there's always that one person who always complains on Facebook, I didn't get a ticket, or I didn't get a CD, or I didn't get this. You always see it on Monday. So when you see that person on social media on Monday who talks about, I didn't get a ticket, or anybody bummed, you tell them, like, just think about the Ant-Man, think about MFP, think about Siobhan.
It's your own fault, man.
Yeah.
You should have participated.
So we have one gentleman who...
So of the 6 people, and it's not like it was hard, and it was very clear what you needed to do and how to go about it. And we literally, out of those 6 people, only one person was able to actually follow the instructions and directions and fully answer all of the questions and answer them correctly. So my personal opinion was he should just by default get the tickets. However, this winner doesn't live in Ohio. He lives in Florida. So
that's a devoted fan, for the record.
So yeah, so props to you, man, for not only getting them all right, but following directions and fully answering the questions and being the literally only one.
Yay for directions.
So,
yay.
Clearly your education taught you well. So it made me a little sad to know that you live in Florida, and you definitely should have gotten the tickets just for being the only one to get everything correct. But we are happy to give you the CD instead. So congratulations, Sean Ballister, on being the only one to get everything correct. Yay! You get a round of applause. So we will get your CD sent out to you. If you are listening, go ahead and check your messages. I sent you some information on how to get that CD from us. So please do get back to us as soon as possible with the information I requested. All right. So now to those of you who answered but didn't actually fully answer. So number 4 seemed to be the hardest question for everybody. I don't really understand why, because it was pretty clear. We asked how many members were related, or if members were related, and if so, how. So that means even if you didn't give us a name and you just gave 2, which is what most of you did, you still had to give their relation, as in being brothers. So I'm giving some leniency, not only because of the shortage of people who participated, but also because none of you actually followed directions and fully answered the question. So we have a few people here that, with the leniency and allowing some room for error and taking away, basically giving you guys a break, and we're going to accept anybody that had at least 3 of the answers correct, or had the answers fully correct but only partially answered number 4. So if you sent in all the correct answers for the other questions and you answered 2, as much as it pains me,
Do you want me to post the questions in the chat room now,
you can if you want.
or do you want to just? Are you pretty frustrated?
I
with
mean,
this whole thing?
it's a little frustrating just in general, that the participation level and how few people participated, because I know that this got shared multiple times,
Yeah.
and we did get this posted. What was it? At least a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was.
3 weeks ago.
Okay, I couldn't.
On my time
you know,
stamp, I
couldn't remember for sure. Pregnancy's been hard on me. My memory is.
Whenever I post something on social media, if it's something important, I screenshot it as soon as it posts, because there's always that somebody who is
Right.
like, nah.
Yeah, so I went back through and allowing some room for people not following directions and not fully answering questions. If you got at least 3 of the answers correct, then I'm giving you leniency and I'm putting you in the drawing.
Boom.
So, because otherwise I really just wouldn't have anybody to draw from. And so we have a total with that of the 6 people who participated. We had 4 names that actually will be put into the drawing.
Okay.
So that being said, the first name drawn will get the CD, and the second name drawn will get the tickets.
Okay.
We are going to leave those at the venue with your name.
Bring your ID.
Make sure you have your ID, or they're
Valid
gonna
ID.
laugh at you.
Valid ID. I know some of my people out there running around with a 1960 ID who haven't updated their shit.
So let's see here. I don't need a very big container because it's only 4 names.
You don't need a big container.
And just take your hat off.
There you go.
Okay, we'll use that
The
one.
Antman versus.
All right,
hat.
so I'm actually going to come over here to where you are and draw in front of the camera, just so nobody can say that I just picked a name. So I'm coming
Perfect.
over.
Cover me.
You would do the honors.
Yes.
So hat. Just so we're clear. Here's the names. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right. So.
Josh, pregnancy again. Yes.
Yeah. There's a baby growing.
That happened. I don't know how it happened, but that happened.
So, Kent Whiteside, you are the lucky winner of a CD.
All right.
Next. Miss Soretta Main, you are the lucky winner of the tickets. There we go. That's as fair as I can make it, guys.
All right. So that's it. That's the giveaway, and we'll make sure we reach out to everybody who won all those tickets. And
yes, so I am back at my desk now with my own mic again, and I will send you guys information of how you can receive your CD and your tickets. And congratulations to those of you that won. And those of you that didn't, better luck next time.
Thank you, Siobhan. I appreciate it.
Nice to see you all. Well, I guess not really.
Nice
see
to
you all.
hear you all.
Yeah, nice to speak to you all again. I know it's been a while, but I swear I still exist. I'm still here.
All right, Siobhan, have a good night. Thank you. All right, Music Familia. So, with that said, that's the fun stuff. And so we got a metal show to get into, don't we? And so we're going to be hanging out with Gravehuffer this evening. They're going to be calling into the show. I'm particularly excited about this interview just because it's from a band that's not from Ohio. I love getting out there and seeing new stuff. So I'm really excited about this new interview. So... how's it going, guys?
Hey, it's Ritchie from Gravehuffer. How's it going?
What's going on, Ritchie? How's it going, man?
It's going well. Doing all right?
Good, man. Good. Just doing a ticket giveaway this evening and, trying to support the local music as best as we can.
Sweet, man. That's what we like to hear.
So, first and foremost, man, thank you for doing what you guys do as artists and musicians, man. And it's really awesome to have you guys on the phone.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
So when we talk about, music and stuff like that, first and foremost, man, fill the guys and girls in about Gravehuffer and who you guys are and what you guys do.
Yeah, well, we've been around since 2008, and we play like a metal punk kind of hybrid. We just do a lot of different things within those two genres mainly. And we initially started out, we were going by the name of Krom, which was, if you've ever watched any Conan the Barbarian, he's Conan's god.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we went by that and started getting confused with other bands called Krom, so we ended up changing it to Gravehuffer in 2011. And so we've been Gravehuffer ever since. Me and Mike Jilge, our bass player, have actually been in bands together off and on since like the mid-90s. So we've been jamming together for quite a long time now. And our old drummer, Larry Deerdorf, he was also in bands with us. We've since got a new drummer towards the tail end of last year. His name's Kasey Denton. And we're rolling with him for right now, and hopefully he works out, and the permanent addition. That's the plan. So, and then our singer James, he's been with us since 2008. So, that's all we do, man. We just play fast, loud, intense music, and hope everybody likes it. We got a shitload of shows coming up, and an EP coming out on vinyl, and we've got a couple of other albums out. One came out in 2009, one in 2017. And the Your Fault album, which came out in 2017, also came out on vinyl. It's even got two songs that aren't on the regular edition. One of the guys that used to be in a band called Circus played solo on it. And so we got a lot of stuff going on, and I hope everybody checks us out.
So how long have you been in music as a whole, Ritchie?
I've been doing it my parents bought me a guitar in 1989, somewhere around there. And so I really didn't start playing seriously in bands until probably 1993. Everybody that does music typically does the high school band thing, and so tried doing that, and it was fun. We only played one show, I think, but it was a good show. And then I ended up getting hooked up with the guy, our bass player Mike, and like I said, we've been jamming in bands off and on for the last almost 20 years. So, yeah, been doing it for a long time.
What is the difference for you from back in the day music and what music was when you were coming into it to fast forward to 2019, what are some of the changes just for you as a musician that you've went through?
Well, social media and the internet, obviously. When I first started playing music, there was none of that. I'm dating myself here, but so yeah, I remember, in the band that Mike and I were in, it was called Initial Detonation, and it was like this thrashy punk kind of thing. Not too far removed from what we do now, but it was a little more on the punk rock side of things. And we toured a couple of times on the East Coast and Canada and Midwest, and we were booking shows by picking up the telephone and calling people, and it wasn't like email really wasn't a thing. I mean, it was like you just had to find phone numbers out of a phone book or whatever, and so yeah, it was a completely different thing back then. Number one, number two, I feel like back then the music, like you could get away with having a slightly more varied style back then, and now I feel like music's a little bit more genre-based. Like there's so many sub-genres, and everybody likes to put things in these nice, tight, neat little boxes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but from our perspective, we come from the late 70s, 80s, 90s type of background, and music back in those times were you could hear bands doing like ballads to hard rock to metal to just crazy stuff, and it just didn't matter. It was all just music.
So, bringing everybody together, man, bringing Gravehuffer together, what is it like for you guys playing in Joplin, Missouri, man? Because I the music scene down there, is different.
Yeah. It's funny, like Joplin in the 90s when we first started, the punk scene was what was really the in thing. And there was tons of punk bands, and there's some documentary online about the Joplin music scene. And there's a town about an hour away called Springfield, Missouri, and they were like we were all like this big scene, and it was a lot of punk bands, ska. There was some metal bands, but metal bands and punk bands made shows together, and it wasn't a big deal. And now I just don't know if that happens all that often.
Right.
So like I was kind of saying earlier, you could get away with that, and you'd have punk kids and then metal kids or hardcore kids, and they were all the same show and all got along. It was all good. It's not quite that way now, but we're trying to, like, as far as what we're doing now, we're trying to like get the punks and the metalheads and the hardcore kids and just get them all out to the show and just say, hey, what's up, and let's all jam and have a good time. So we're trying to bring back a little bit more of that old school flavor.
You guys run into trouble, like, because you guys are, I hate using the word old with bands, because you guys are seasoned, you guys have been in the game a little longer than everybody. What's your guys' take on the youngsters today and the whole "give me it right now" syndrome that we're going through in the music scene right now?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the instant gratification, but like to give it to me now thing. I mean, there's something to be said about how far technology's come and how cool it is to just get on your phone or your computer or whatever and like find stuff and get into things, and just at the touch of a button or the touch of your phone or your screen or whatever. That being said, I feel like attention spans are a little shorter and being, like you said, seasoned or older guys, I think we have a longer attention span. I can just put on a full album and just chill and be good. A lot of people nowadays, they just want to listen to a song, or by one band or a song by another band. They put everything on shuffle or whatever, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is a totally different line of thinking for us, and it is something to get used to. I know we try to keep our sets all under 30 minutes. I think that helps. And 'cause if you play longer than that, a lot of the kids just kind of wander off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, especially like hardcore kids, it's like the power of the 20-25 minute set. That's just enough to hold their attention. And so, you got to be mindful of that. We'll play 8 songs maybe at the most. And, well, the other night we played in Topeka, Kansas at this place called the Booby Trap. We played our set, and then people kept yelling one more song, so we ended up playing one more song. And, shit like that. Like, that hasn't happened to us in a long time, so that was kind of weird. We're like, hey, man, that's really cool. And so, life throws you a curveball sometimes. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing. It's like, and another thing that's cool about the kids nowadays, I think the short attention span, but they're also, I don't know, a lot of the younger kids that at least we associate with tend to be aware and like socially active and things like that. And, that's kind of where we come from, is, being punks, I mean, some of our stuff can get kind of political without naming names, So, everybody goes through struggles, and that's what that should be about. But that's kind of cool, I think in the 2000s, you didn't hear much about that kind of stuff, and I think that's kind of starting to come back now. Like, and music reflects that, Some of the music tends to be a little bit more in your face and aggressive, so I like it.
So we got 2 songs you sent over this evening. We got Demon Face, and then we got Stalingrad's Cross. And but before we break into these songs, I wanted to ask your opinion on what it's like for you guys being signed now with No Slip. What's it been like for you guys with No Slip?
Yeah, No Slip's been awesome, and we were on Bluntface Records, and No Slip was quite the jump from Bluntface, so it's been really cool having No Slip in our corner to help with, simple stuff to like, art, layout, things like that, I mean, they're taking care of where the vinyl's going to be pressed and stuff, because it's going to be on a 7-inch vinyl, these 2 songs,
That's
kind of like the old days.
Yeah.
Like a single,
That's badass.
Yeah, thanks. And the way we're doing it is each song has its own, like, art. Like, you flip the cover over, it's got one song's art. You flip the cover to the other side, it's got the other song's art. And it ties in with each song, and, the lyrics and stuff are in there. And we've got 2 different artists to do each piece. And so we tried to, like, put a lot of thought, time, money, and effort into it. So yeah, and, like, it's going to come on 4 different colored vinyls. And that's another thing with No Slip. They specialize in, like, boutique vinyl, and since we're from that kind of school of thought and that era, we thought they're perfect, And, I mean, financially, we have 0 worries, and, they're taking care of all that. And the record is going to be hopefully released. It was supposed to come out tomorrow, but it's been pushed back another month, I believe. So yeah, having vinyl press does, there's only like a handful of plants in the country, so you're on quite the waiting list, and so it does take some time. But yeah, No Slip's been killer, man. I love them.
So we're gonna break into the first song, man, Demon Face, and I've had the pleasure of listening to both these tracks like on repeat for quite some time. And I absolutely love you guys' stuff, man, and I can almost guarantee that the music Familia and everybody listening to the show is gonna love it. But can you break the song down for everybody who's listening out there?
Yeah, Demon Face. Yeah, it's about this dude, and there's like controversy surrounding whether he was actually a person or whether it's a fictional account. But his name was Edward Mordrake, and I think he was even like his character was on that show American Horror Story. I believe I don't know if it's on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, on FX. Yeah.
There was like some episode like it was about freaks or something, and I think his character is in that. But anyway, he had a face, like a parasitic twin face in the back of his head. And I guess supposedly it whispered things to him at night, and was always in the opposite mood that he was. And no doctor would perform surgery to get rid of this thing, even no matter how much money he offered them. Or, the doctors at the time were like, yeah, you're just not going to survive. I mean, this was like in the late 1800s, I believe, when this supposedly all happened. And so I guess it finally drove him nuts, and he drank a bottle of cyanide or some kind of bottle of poison and committed suicide. And his last words were something like, cut this thing off of me, I don't want to take this demon face to my grave. And so that's what the song's about. And musically speaking, it starts out pretty heavy and just kind of builds and builds and gets more intense and more intense. And then the song gets like fast and crazy and more like thrashy. And so we wanted it to like portray what he was going through in his mind every day of his life. So yeah, that's it, man.
Right on, man. So we're going to world premiere this right here. And when we come back, we're going to talk more with Ritchie about Gravehuffer and what's going on with them. And we'll be right back.
Music Familia production. World premiere.
I can give you what you want. I can give you what you need. Laughing, crying, devil twin. Malevolent malignancy. Creeping every time you laugh. Laughing every time you weep. Whispering these things from hell to you when you try to sleep. Your life is now a living hell. That gift your head is where I dwell. You'll never get away from me. Secluded in your lonely cell. Tormented, tortured, desperate soul. Satanic blood deformity. Triangulate you'll never shed. The demon face will shut the day. Now it's born and atrocity. That evil darker deity. Against the cry and beg and plead. Remove the straight to surgery. The beast that is my devil twin will always live within my skin. Return of silver parasite. It is the life I want to die. To your life I long to bring. Professor mental suffering. Burning hatred all I know. Descending into lunacy. Demonic gibberish. Foul and hateful rhetoric. My joy comes from your misery. To see you suffer grants my wish. I draw disgusting twisted joke. The humor of an angry God. There is no life, there is no hope. Devoid of love, devoid of God. When but you can never win. When I'll keep you in your place. Yes, I am the devil's twin. And you can call me demon face. And it's a misery and woe. Sex for peace I'll never know. I cannot tolerate this pain. This poison consumes my pain. I end my life at 23. And doctors now embraces me. I leave the world with one request. Get off my face away my wrist. It will not take. Grace on demon face. This will be a fate. The devil couldn't start to hate.
And we're back, man. I absolutely love that song, Ritchie.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
So, when you guys put that song together, man, like, what was it like in the studio trying to put all that together?
Yeah, it was interesting. That particular song, we had went to Springfield. We won some free studio time or something from a guy in Springfield, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work for what we were wanting. He recorded to a grid, and it was like a cut and paste situation, and we're not that kind of band. And I mean, no problem if people do that, but we're just like I keep going back to this old school thing. You know, we just like to record stuff, you know, not necessarily live, but, you know, like live takes and things like that. So we ditched that session, and then our bass player, he's got him a really nice 3-story house, and the whole 3rd floor of his house he's converted into a studio. And he bought this old analog board from the 80s, and he's got all these nice microphones, and he's got a drum set up there and all kinds of stuff, and vocal booth and a guitar closet. I mean, it's really nice. So we ended up getting that fixed up, and we recorded it there, and Mike, you know, manned the board, and we just basically nailed it in probably 2 days. I recorded drums, and then the guitars, vocals, and bass the next day. And our new drummer, Kasey, man, I think it only took him like 3 or 4 takes or something. So yeah, it was awesome. I think we have some footage of that on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there's some drum and guitar tracking footage for that song on our YouTube channel. We try to document, you know, as much as we can. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to do, man. And at the very end of the song, it was one of the funnest parts. There's like laughing in one speaker and crying in the other speaker, and we did like about 6 or 8 tracks of all this laughing and crying, and that was a lot of fun. There was like a bathroom just off to the side of the studio, so we set up a mic in there, and it's a little echoey in there. So that's what we did.
That's
you know,
badass.
We're just kicking it old school. Yeah, thanks.
So, what would be one piece of advice that you would give, Ritchie, to some of the up-and-coming metal bands and some of the people that are out there, you know, watching the show?
Well, we talked about this a little bit off air when the song was playing, and that was just networking with people and you know, getting partnerships, you know, with other bands, the radio stations, DJs, promoters, people who book shows, make flyers, you know, artists, you know, all that stuff. I mean, you're just going to help get your name out there, and the people you network, their name out there, and it's just one big happy family, basically. So yeah, promoting yourself, and you know, it helps to have some hustle. I mean, you obviously have to have some hustle. And don't be afraid to promote too much, because you just, you know, if people get annoyed by it, they'll either block you or forget about it, or it's like, dude, just swipe up, man. Just fucking scroll past. You know,
right.
That drives me. You know, that pisses me off, kind of. It's like, oh, I post too much or whatever. I'm like, oh, fuck off. You know.
I mean,
I try not to post like crazy and spammy, but you know, some people, they they get pissed off if they see your stuff. I'm like, well, I can't help it that it's popular. Like, sorry, I mean, I don't like the page if it bothers you that much.
Right, exactly. Like I said, when we were talking, like you mentioned being off air, if you got time to hate somebody, you got time to create something,
Yeah.
And Ritchie, I want to let you know, a great band here in the local Ohio area, Then Falls the Sky. They're in the chat room, and they heard your music, and they said we need to get them to Columbus.
Yeah, dude, we definitely need to get there. You mentioned another radio station in chat, our friends at Ripper Radio. I think they're in the area, and we've got some contacts in Ohio. So, dude, in the late '90s, we played Dayton, we played Columbus, we played Cincinnati, we played. It seemed like there was one other place in Ohio that we played. But yeah, we loved Ohio. The crowds were fucking insane.
Maybe Ripper Radio and maybe us and Ripper Radio and Then Falls the Sky. Maybe we can come together and put a show together and get you guys in Columbus, man. Get a killer metal show together.
That would be really cool, man. And I think everybody in the band will be totally down. We could schedule like a show on the way, like in Illinois or Indiana or something, and then play Columbus and then head home,
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah, that would be wicked.
Right on, man. So we've talked about, signing with No Slip. We talked about Bluntface. We talked about the differences between the two. But what was it like for you guys before getting signed?
It was. We didn't play as many shows, I felt like, but, I mean, we played, we booked our own shows. We still pretty much book our own shows. The difference, I think, with being signed is that people ask you to play shows versus you having to hit up people to play shows. We've only, I think, pretty much all but like 2 or 3 shows that we booked this year out of like the 20 that we've got booked. There's only been 2 or 3 that we actually booked the show. And pretty much every other show is, hitting us up through email or messenger or a Facebook page or whatever to play shows. And I think being on the label has helped us with the, what am I trying to say here? Just the overall visibility of the band. And I just feel like people, promoters and venue owners, I feel like they're more comfortable with booking you if you're signed to the label. I mean, the label, who knows maybe they're doing their homework, but there's some good bands on those Slip. Those bands that play a lot of shows. I don't know if you've ever heard of Hazard, but those bands from Canada, and they're like super thrashy stuff. And we're the only other band on that label that plays remotely fast. Every other band on there is like the slow, doomy, stoner rock, sludgy stuff. There's another band, they're from Europe somewhere, and dude, they tore their asses off. They're called Hellhookah, and they play shows like, they'll be out for months at a time. They'll come home for a couple weeks, go out a couple more months.
That's hardcore, man. That's hardcore.
There's some road dogs on the label,
Yeah, that's
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, dude, I think it's the visibility of the band has greatly improved because we're with No Slip.
So, in all, like from the start of getting into Gravehuffer and putting all that together to getting ready for the new music, what's it like, the writing process for you guys to put out the new stuff?
The writing process is, again, it's like one of those things where we just write however we feel, I guess, and that's why it's so mixed and varied. And, one of us may be in a good mood, some of us may be in a bad mood, or a, contemplative mood, or, whatever the case may be, and that gives the variety to the music. And, but yeah, we're actually, in July, we're scheduled to do a couple of writing sessions for the next full-length release of No Slip record. And so I've got some riffs pop on my phone. Same with Mike, our bass player, and Kasey, our drummer. He plays guitar and writes. And James, our singer, he's always writing stuff down in his notebooks, and he'll be watching TV or a documentary or whatever the case may be. We're just kind of all over the place. And then we just get to a band room and start writing or presenting ideas, and stuff just kind of comes out. We don't really force anything. We've been playing together long enough that we don't have to. There's never a shortage of ideas. I mean, there's just ideas everywhere. So yeah, I'm excited to get some of this shit out there.
Right. You know what cracks me up about the whole thing, man, is I listen to artists and musicians all the time. They talk about writer's block, and they talk about how, they were on this song and they just sat on the song and sat on the song and sat on the song, and they'll ask me my advice, and my first piece of advice is always, did you think about walking away for a minute?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, if something's not clicking, dude, we move on. We move on in a hurry, man. I mean, there's been times when it's like, oh man, I wish we could have worked on that a little longer, But I mean, and it's funny how I was talking about how our attention spans were longer because we're older.
Right.
I guess it's not necessarily attention span as much as it is like we just don't have patience for bullshit, I guess. It's like we pretty much know if the riff sucks or if the song's just not going anywhere. We've been doing it long enough to realize that when everybody's eyes light up, that we're on something. It usually happens pretty quick. So everybody has to be in agreement, though. That's pretty much it.
Right on, man. So we're hanging out live with Ritchie from Gravehuffer. We're going to get into something special for you guys right now. This song is from a band called M99. If you have not had a chance to check out M99, you definitely need to check them out. We got some more coming from Ritchie with Gravehuffer coming up in a little bit. We're going to get into this song from my boys and girls, M99, and this is called Overdose. We'll be right back after this.
Sweet.
Consequences, sacrifice your mind. Give your life an hour at a time. Taking it from deeper down below. Farther than you'll ever get to go. I feel it come lately, and I share the meaning. I'm gracious and not too unsafe. I'm trying, but I cannot contain the feelings you pour into my brain.
And we are back. What's going on, Music Familia? Hanging out live with my man, Ritchie. How's it going, man?
It's still going good, man. I appreciate you again.
No,
Thanks
man.
for having me on.
Absolutely, man. I love what you guys do. I love what you guys are about, man. And, you know, we were talking off air. You know, I'm a huge 80s kid. I was born in 83, but that doesn't mean I don't know how to rock. And, you know, I really contribute a lot of my knowledge to music because I have a Vietnam vet for a father.
Oh, wow, nice.
And so, you know, where a lot of people talk about, you know, the troubles and the hardships and stuff, the guys come home had an excellent style and music for the time, you know, and
oh yeah.
And I'll never forget the first vinyl I ever touched. The first one was Ted Nugent's Stranglehold, and the first time I heard that riff, it was just I don't know. I was so young, and I remember the goosebumps on the back of my neck, and my dad was like, "And that's what music is." And ever since then, man, I've been a huge fan. You know, so. When you guys sat down for the writing process, man, before the break, we were talking about how you guys have a lot of songs, a lot of material. How do you cut down the fat, like, to get down to where you guys are wanting and willing to sacrifice a couple songs to make an EP?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned, like, this is actually the first EP we've ever done. We've just done, like, full-length albums prior. We've only got a couple, but I don't know. That's an interesting question. That's one I've never really been asked, funnily enough. And I think a lot of the times we just know when ideas are ready. You know, you just kind of let the song take you where it needs to go. And basically everybody in the band is like, okay, this song's done. Or I'm hearing something at the end of this part, you know. I mean, every guy in the band will basically say, hey, I think this song needs another part like this. It needs to speed up here. Or, you know, everybody kind of has a little bit different ideas of where the song goes, but I'd say about 90% of the time, everybody's like, yeah, okay, I'm hearing that too. What do you have in mind? And whoever has that thought process of where the song needs to go usually will either come up with the part or say, hey, Ritchie, play a riff that's fast, or play something chaotic, or you know, they'll basically give me something basic to you know, ride around, you know. And so yeah, we just basically keep playing and stacking riffs until we feel like the song's done. And sometimes the song's only a couple minutes, sometimes it's 4 or 5 minutes, you know. It just depends on whether or not we feel like it needs to end. So a lot of our songs lately seem to be a little bit more on the 5-minute side. But that's not to say we won't write any more of the grind punk type stuff. We actually do have one song ready for the next record that's already written. It's like 1 minute and 10 seconds or something. You know, and it's about BMX or bicycle riding. You know, jumping your BMX bike when you're a kid. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, our bass player was like huge into that, so he even wrote the lyrics, and like it's the first time he's ever done that. So I mean, we don't leave anything off the table. You know, everything's accepted, and whether or not it makes it through everybody it either happens or it doesn't. But you know, we never say never to anything. Even our singer James will, you know, he's written a riff here or there. You know, so you just never know what'll happen.
You know, I think really bands these days don't really have that easy camaraderie, brotherhood. You can tell at the end of Demon Face, you know, when you guys were putting those pieces together, you can really tell, you know, that there's a camaraderie there. There's like a brotherhood there, a tightness there, and and you know, that is very hard to come by in the music world these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, and because sometimes you meet bands or play with bands, and it's like, man, they just don't seem like they hang out, you know?
Yeah.
They just all kind of go off and do their own thing. And I'm like, man, that would just be miserable. I just would not like that, you know? I mean, Mike and James, I mean, I've known these guys for like half my life, basically, you know? So we've been friends for a long time. And I think it reflects in the music. You know, a lot of it is pretty intense, but at the same time, we're having fun. And I think that really helps, you know, push the music along, you know. And even though we got this new drummer, Kasey, I mean, I feel like he's our son, you know.
Yeah.
He even, like, he's in a couple of other bands in Springfield, and, like, anytime he's talking to people about, you know, hey, what band are you playing with today? He goes, oh, I'm playing with Gravehuffer today. So that's his name for us. So yeah.
Right on. So we got Stalingrad's Cross, and you know, when I first heard this song, man, like I sat back in my chair and was like, man, like that's insane.
Right.
and you know, like take us through the writing process for Stalingrad's Cross.
Yeah, Stalingrad's Cross is that's a song that we don't. It's like one of those things where we kind of haven't went in this area before, so it was pretty cool. I think I was listening to a lot of like Judas Priest at the time, so there's some kind of Priest groove to it. But yeah, and there's some kind of 80s metal kind of thing flowing throughout that song. But yeah, when we brought that to band practice, Mike and I had basically recorded a demo of it on my phone, just me and him on guitar and bass. And when we brought it to practice, our singer James was like, man, this song reminds me of like a march, you know, like it's got this like marching in the battle. You know?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to, you know, and he's like, I always wanted to write a song about the Battle of Stalingrad. And so he wrote the lyrics in like 2 weeks or whatever, and came to practice, and we freaking had a song, dude. It was like just like that, you know. I mean, it didn't take very long at all to write that song, and which is kind of crazy because there's a lot of shit going on. But now the ending, I will admit that was done. We didn't write that until we recorded it. 'Cause there's banjo. There's like those 2 banjo tracks. There's a pedal steel slide guitar, and there's this instrument. Well, it's not an instrument, but it's called an EBO, and it's this thing you put over your guitar string, and it creates a magnetic field, and it vibrates your string. And so it's a constant like swelling sound. And so we put all this shit on at the very end of it. And what that is, the melody is called Songs from the Volga Boatman. And it was the song that the Russian soldiers sang when they were marching in to fight the Germans.
Oh shit!
And so, yeah, and so it's like a, you know, history lesson or whatever.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be cool to put that in there at the end, you know, to give it kind of a sad, somber kind of vibe, you know.
Yeah. Wow, man, right on. So we're gonna get into this. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's cool. Oh, I do want to mention the art for that real quick. The flip side of the 7-inch is art for Stalingrad's Cross, and we actually had a guy that created the art who lives in Germany, and he's a German artist, and he put that together for us. And I don't think it's been revealed yet, but I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's really cool.
Wow. I'm excited to see that as well, man. So,
thanks, man.
We're going to get into Stalingrad's Cross when we come back. We can get some more with Ritchie from Gravehuffer. If you guys haven't already, man, we've been promoting the living shit out of the Gravehuffer page. So if you guys haven't already, man, check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Gravehuffer on Facebook. And there's lots of great information right there on their About section. You guys can get to know the guys and check out their social media as well. And booking information as well for those of you people out there that are watching the show and want to get them to Columbus. That's a good way to do it.
Yes, we want to get there.
Yes, absolutely. So without further ado, we're going to break into Stalingrad's Cross. We'll be right back.
Thanks, man.
Music Familia production. World premiere.
Into the cauldron we march side by side for the glory of the fatherland. Under the Volga and Orville's on to cooperate at the Barstolen Grand. Back to the heart of the city and strike at the homes of the Bolshevik clan. Black cross of smoke, assuring a victory here in the war of the land. We stand fight to survive, resolve to stay alive. Blood shake, blood bronze and field, Joplin, world on kill. Never attack and surround the six army of vengeance has only begun. Unleashing a wave of destruction and bloodshed of fury that's second to none. Point to the Germans with our tasty carcasses, mutilation and frozen. Death lurks around each corner, the enemy's forces will soon be undone. We stand to sins are in, we march, starving, frozen, loving, decimated, resist, love penance. Taken away. I am laid to wait. No. Their bodies lay frozen and charred along every yard. This day, injections and part of the vein. It takes all the time. Lord, Lord, we grieve for our comrades who fell. And city of hell. This last ring, the stain in the war of the red. Russell Stolen Grand. The stain in the war of the red. Russell Stolen Grand.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Music Familia? We are back, hanging out live with my man Ritchie from Gravehuffer. What's going on, man?
Man, going good, man. I appreciate you once again.
Oh man, it's real fun hanging out with you tonight, man. I appreciate it, and hanging out, talking about music and breaking it down. And speaking of breaking it down, Ritchie, I know you got a few shows coming up, man. You want to fill everybody in on where you're going to be at?
Yeah, actually, we got a show coming up this Sunday, and that's at the Revival Event Center. That's at the local show just north of Joplin in a town called Webb City, Missouri. And we're playing with Chernobyl, The Secret, The Othello Syndrome, and Izuna. And it's going to be at 6:30, and I think it's $5 to get in. And it's like basically they gutted a house and made a venue out of it, and it's all ages. So yeah, any people around the area where we're from, if you guys haven't heard of it yet, then it'd be fucking cool to see you. After that, we are playing with a band called Rig Time, and that's in Tulsa at the Vanguard. And that's going to be Thursday, the 20th of June. And Obscure Sanity from Tulsa is playing us, and one other to-be-announced band. I believe it's like $10 for that one. July, like I said, we're taking that month off to write the new record. And then August, we're playing Trauma Fest in Iowa, Kansas. I believe there's like 10 or 12 bands. I think they put it on like a parking lot. And so it's like, they basically have the whole area to just put on this fest. And then August 10th, we're playing Fort Smith, Arkansas with our buddies in Macrocosm. September's like freaking crazy. I do want to mention the Topeka Metal Fest that we're playing September 20th. October is even crazier than September. We've probably got about 7 or 8 shows. We're going on a couple of small runs with our friends in Tommy Stewart's Direwolf.
Oh, shit. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, dude. We're playing, like, Chicago. We're playing Wisconsin Rapids, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas. It's going to be badass, dude. Our band's even playing here in Joplin on Halloween night at this place called Blackthorn, which is the favorite venue here. And it's going to be stupid crazy. So, we've even got... What else do we got?
Wow.
We've got other stuff. Oh, we got a show at the Bottleneck in Lawrence, Kansas, and there was a band from like the late '60s called Coven, and we're opening for them.
Wow.
And the singer, her name's Jinx, and like I guess like she was this legendary character. Like she was supposedly the first person to use the devil horns.
Yep.
And so, we're playing that show. That's going to be sick, dude. There's like, it's a 2-day thing. It's called the Harvest of Doom Fest.
Oh my God. I've heard of that. I've heard of that, man. I've heard of that show, and it's killer, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. I mean, our Bandcamp page has all of our tour, like not tour dates. We're not really touring, but it has all our show dates on it. So if you guys want to check out gravehuffer.bandcamp.com, it's all there. We got merch there, it's stickers, T-shirts, vinyl, cassettes, posters, all that stuff. So check it out.
Sweet, Ritchie. Thank you, man, for all that you guys do. And please, please convey to the guys how much I appreciate, what you guys do as artists and musicians, man. And I truly appreciate this interview and this opportunity to hang out with you tonight.
Man, I appreciate you. I really do. I'm so glad that we were able to get in touch via Misty, and I'm really happy to have this conversation with you tonight. And it's been a blast, dude. I've enjoyed it.
That's great, man. One thing I love about local music is the ability to reach out and touch people and really give them all that you have all the way across, all the way across the world, and so,
right.
We try to get everybody out there in front of everybody and give them the spotlight and the soapbox that they so rightfully deserve as artists and musicians.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked about this, man. So, what's your name again?
So my name is Anthony Antman Schaefer.
Hey, Antman. I knew it was Antman, but I was like, is Is that like your DJ name?
Yeah. So funny story, Richie. I'll fill you in, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So my name is always been Tony growing up, and I hated it. So when I got older, it became Anthony. And then when I started supporting the local music scene, I always found that I was the smallest guy in the music venue. I was always
Me too.
like I could never get over. I could never get over anybody's head, and I always wanted to get the shots. I always wanted to be able to see the show, and there's always some angry, drunk 7-footer who always would never let me in the front. And so somebody was like, yo, Ant, you should really think about, Ant-Man, because Ant and you're a man and you're short and you're always trying to, you're trying to always get the shot, trying to always be out there, and the smallest guy with the biggest weight on his shoulders, as somebody said at one time. And,
yeah, dude. I can relate to that 100%.
Yeah, so when people see me out, they're like, what's up, Ant? And now that social media has transpired, now it's the ant emoji. So now everybody just emoji ant, like it's just the ant, the insect ant on Facebook. Like, yeah. So last year for my birthday, last year for my birthday, a bunch of smartasses took the insect ant emoji and just posted it on my Facebook wall all day.
All day?
Yeah.
That's funny, dude, because, I'm 5'7", so, I can't see jack shit at shows.
Yep.
And like you say, there's always some freaking 9-foot, humongous dude in front of you, I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, right.
You have to get to the very front. Otherwise, you're not going to see a damn thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it got to the point where I started climbing up on railings and banisters and climbing up on whatever I could do, and...
Yeah.
So...
Oh, man, yeah. I'd get in trouble for that stuff. I remember one time I was at, a Judas Priest concert, and I was standing up on something, and the security was like, you need to get down. And I was like, oh, I can't see. So, yep, I totally... I can't... Oh, man, I feel you so much.
right, yeah, but us short people got to stick together, man. We carry big sticks, right?
Yes.
But, well, thank you again, Ritchie, man. I appreciate you, sir. And you can tune into this show after tonight, after 10 p.m. You can check out the show if you want, or you can hang out and enjoy live. We got a brand new Douchebag Criminals coming up. That's everybody's favorite segment, so... we got that, and then we got a bunch of metal for the rest of the night. But thank you again, Ritchie, for doing what you do as artists and musicians, man. I love you guys, and everybody give a hand for a Gravehuffer, man. I love you guys.
Thanks, Ant-Man. I appreciate you having us again, and thanks to everybody that's listening and supports us, and everybody that's in the chat right now and watching the show. We're glad you're here and that you care. And I want to play a show in Columbus. Let's make that happen.
Hell yeah, man. I'm absolutely down for that. And, all right, Ritchie, man. Have a great rest of your night, sir.
You too, Ant.
All right, see ya.
Care.
All right, Music Familia. So that was my awesome interview with my man Ritchie from Gravehuffer. We got a lot more show tonight, though. Buckle your old bitch ass up, because it's getting ready to get metal up in here. I'm going to give a shout out to Ohio Musically. Miss Eve, hope all is well with you. Keep your head up, girl. We love you. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Larry Trimmer from Let's Country Barbecue. And Then Falls the Sky. Much love to you guys. Ripper Radio as well. Thank you guys for coming and hang out. Crystal Ortiz. Much love to you, Crystal. Hope all is well with you. And I want to give a shout out to a few sponsors, man. Shamrock Printing, my man, Jonathan Boyer. You guys can give him a call. 740-349-2244. Foxhole Internet Radio Network. Much love to you guys. Rockstars Glued 3.0. Rockstars Glued 3, PYNTO.com for a recap of Antman Versus every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Ohio local music, my man Thor and Terry holding it down over there. Love you guys. Paul's Nightclub, Janine Cunningham and all the boys and girls in Lancaster. I love you guys. And my man David Sheets, Phonation AP. If you guys want to get a hold of my man Dave, you can give him a call, 614-732-9525. When you call, make sure you say, hey Dave, I heard about the special. And make sure you use hashtag MusicFamilia for life. You get 5 to 10% off of your professional photography or digital media services by using that hashtag. So give them a call, like I said again, 614-732-9525, or write an email, photonationap@outlook.com. So we got something right here for this, and I'm going to get into this right here from Then Falls the Sky, When Wolves Bleed. You ready?
Okay.
Music Familia hanging out live. That was Extinguish the Sun with Letters. We all rocking tonight. Hanging out live on AntmanVs. So, it turns out that this weekend is Mr. Sean Ballister. Woohoo! What's going on? And, yes, sir, we will make sure we get that CD mailed out to you, sir. Thank you so much for participating. So, if you guys are hanging out like my man Sean Ballister is, then you guys know that it is time for horoscopes. We're going to do these special for you right here. So, if you guys are ready, let's get into it, and then we're going to get back to the hardcore metal music this evening. So, if today is your birthday, happy motherfucking birthday. A Sun-Pluto link in your birthday means you need to be honest with yourself about what you are capable of, so the goals you set yourself are genuinely within your reach. You also need to recognize that there is more to life than getting ahead and making money. Aquariuses, where you guys at? Forget about reality today and allow your fantasies to guide you. Life does not have to be serious all the time, and you are due a few laughs, so do what makes you feel good about yourself, and if possible, help others feel good about themselves too. Pisces, you don't seem much in the mood for fun and games at the moment, but there is no need to worry about it. A week or so from now, you will be having the time of your life and of your soul. And so just make sure that, your black mood doesn't get out of hand. All right? Just some advice from the Ant-Man. Aries, you may think you are smarter than someone in a position of authority, and maybe you are today. But they have a lot more power than you. So don't get cocky, and certainly don't say or do anything that would make them look bad, or you for that matter. You may regret it. Some people, Tauruses, some people you like, and some people you don't. Let me rephrase that here, because I had a brain fart. So, some people you like and some people you don't, and there is no reason why you should feel guilty about it. If those you have to deal with today are in some way not to your liking, then do what you have to do and quickly move on. Geminis, if you make an effort, you will accomplish a lot, but if you make too much of an effort, you could damage yourself in some way or somehow. So get the balance right as a general rule of thumb. If it is no longer feels like fun, then you're doing it wrong. Cancers, if you guys are out there, you will find it hard to put your feelings into words today, but maybe that's not a bad thing considering that some of your feelings are anything but positive. The planets warn if you say the wrong thing today, you could fall out of some dangerous people. Be mindful. Leos, old habits may be hard to break, but break them you must if you are to make the most of your talents. One way might to be indulge a habit to such an extent that you quickly grow sick of it. It's an unconventional approach, but it could work. My fellow Virgos, where are you guys at? The only advice you need is that which comes from your own inner voice. So ignore those who are shouting at you and who should be doing this, or you should be doing that, and do what feels right to you, Virgos. If you trust yourself today, you won't go wrong very wrong at all. You know, it's very rarely that I ever find a horoscope that I actually like, and I actually like that one. Libras, an anxiety you should have conquered long ago will make an unwelcome return today, and this time you really must find a way to get past it. Face the matter head on and refuse to be intimidated. Intimidated for the slow people out there. I was just making a joke. You may discover it is no real hold over you at all. Scorpios, you may look self-assured, but the planets indicate you have serious doubts about what you're working on. Your best course of action for now is to ignore those doubts and carry on, but if they persist, you may need to look at alternative options. Sagittarius, Focus on what comes easy to you over the next 24 hours and resist those who try to get you involved in things you don't know much about. Chances are that they're scared to get involved themselves, and they want you to be the one to take all the risks. So just be mindful of that. And last but not least, my Capricorns. Cheerio. News you receive from afar may not be all that exciting, but you will be delighted with it nonetheless. Simply because you were expecting bad news today, next time, try not to worry so much. Life's events are rarely as bad as you fear. Yes. So, we got a brand new douchebag criminals this week, and these two particular skadooches are really awesome. I'm really just, loving this whole thing. So, we're going to keep the rocking going here. And, so, when I talk about local music and I talk about all kinds of things on the show, something that I talk about is camaraderie, talk about respect, talk about supporting one another. And if it's anything that I learned tonight about Gravehuffer and about a band outside of Ohio, is that the camaraderie, the respect, the game plan, the common sense, the hard work, all of that stuff is embodied in a lot of bands and a lot of people. And I think tonight's interview with Ritchie and with Gravehuffer is a great example of what really is happening, what should be happening. And, great music, great supporting acts, great people supporting other people. And truthfully, if it wasn't for Misty Lawless, I would not have met Gravehuffer, so thank you, Misty. I appreciate you. And you guys will be watching a lot more metal stuff coming from yours truly. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at my calendar here, and I got metal interviews all the way through July. So, and filling up for August. So, we got lots of interviews, lots of music every week, bringing it to you guys right here. You guys can subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Music Familia Productions, if you guys haven't already. And you guys can like us on Facebook. Make sure you guys do that. We're in 12 different countries worldwide. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. And just a reminder, all the music and music video aired are not ours, and we give all the rights to the artists and musicians who create these works. We appreciate each and every one of you guys who create and bust your ass to get out there. And one way that we're doing that, one more way we're doing that, you guys may have seen some of these flyers fly through the show, similar to like Mudfest, Jailhouse Rock, which MFP is sponsoring, and also Clutch Fest as a benefit coming up at Muddy Creek. You guys want to check out that information right there at Clutch Fest benefit. Also, Liquid 16 shows going on this weekend. And, so all these show flyers, for example, venues or bands or, likewise, have emailed into the show. And so what we're trying to do is we try to help bands promote themselves or artists, and so basically it breaks it down like this. So $5 for your flyer. And you guys email the flyer over to us. You guys pay $5 via PayPal. And then you email your flyer over. And once you guys do that, we promote your show on our show all the way up to the week of your show. And as you guys know, AntmanVs goes to Thursdays, which is usually the Thursdays before somebody's show, Friday or Saturday, or even sometimes Thursday night. So if you guys want to get in on that, you guys can, and we can sponsor, or I shouldn't say sponsor, we can promote your show and help you guys get out there as well. And also, if you guys are a local business, or if you guys want to get on the action, man, you guys can sponsor MFP, $100 a month, and that covers advertising, that covers a website. We create a fancy little ad on our website, all kinds of fun stuff for you guys, and advertising throughout the entire month. We also do 60-second commercial spots, a bunch of other stuff for everybody who sponsors and participates in helping Music Familia Productions succeed. So if you guys are out there and you want to network, you guys want to collaborate, hit us up. We're definitely interested, man. And as I said before, Ripper Radio, I would love to collaborate with y'all to put together an awesome metal show so we can get Gravehuffer to Columbus. We appreciate you guys. Ohio Musically, I'm talking to you guys as well. If you guys want to throw down and collaborate on a show, that'd be pretty cool. 3 local powerhouses coming together to put on one killer metal show. I'd be down for that shit. So let's get into it, shall we? So this band, 19 Till Dawn, absolutely crazy. Are you ready for this, man? This is called Outside the Wire. Break your necks. Let's do it.
drowning in a cloud. Try and let it go. Our minds are a prison that hold us down. Oh, I'm suffocating. Oh, I'm losing air. Oh, my head is burning. Is this the end? I see the light behind your eyes. Listen, all the memories rolling down the song. Erasing all the memories crawling down to the side. Erasing all the memories crawling down to the side. Erasing all the memories. I was never good enough for anybody close to me. Seasons come and go, and I'm still lying here. Oh, I'm suffocating. Oh, I'm losing air. Oh, my head is burning. Is this the end? I found the light behind your eyes. Then you left me alone to I'm dying inside. I'm dying inside. Dying
What's going on, Music Familia? This is Antman Versus. We're about 7 minutes out before the end of the show. You know how I like to do it. I'll do it nice and slow. No, I'm kidding. We're going to kick it into high gear right now for a brand new Douchebag Criminals, man. This is the weekly episodic part of the show where we find some people who are doing some completely stupid shit, and we get to laugh at them. And this evening, I found two special Douchebag Criminals that I just know you're going to love. Only a mother could love these two faces. Our first Douchebag Criminal this evening is this man. This Bronx man is wanted by NYPD. NYPD discovered this man locked in his trunk of his own car. Yep, this Bronx man wanted by NYPD was arrested in Pennsylvania on Wednesday after he was found locked in the trunk of a car. Leon Climby Parks, 25, was discovered in a 2016 Dodge Challenger by an employee at an auto auction in Lancaster County, PA. According to Lancaster Online, I opened the trunk and to take the trunk picture, you know how when we're trying to sell a car, and there was a guy in it. Leeds added that he quickly went to get Parks water because he wasn't moving a whole lot, and the auction yard is about 90 miles west of Philadelphia. Parks is wanted on drugs and weapons charges, according to public records. He was reportedly uncooperative and identified by his fingerprints. After telling everybody that he was a free state citizen and didn't need to abide by any of our laws. It was not clear on Thursday how Parks got into the trunk of the car, though. So, yeah. And our second douchebag criminal is this lovely skadoosh. This man allegedly was arrested. He was hiding drugs in his butt, and he accidentally shot himself in the testicles. That's right, folks. This is a real-life Eminem situation. This is a real-life 8 Mile shootout. Right here. A bungling felon from Washington State made a series of blunders when he shot himself in the testicles and tried to hide the weapon, all while storing drugs in his anus. A report on Wednesday said that Cameron Jeffrey Wilson, 27, was carrying a pistol in his front pocket while in his Kashmir, Washington apartment on April 5th. The story, the tellings of the story are just now coming to light. Back on April 5th, when the firearm accidentally discharged and pierced his groin and thigh. Wilson, who was a 13-time convicted felon, told his girlfriend to dispose of the weapon before heading to the hospital. When ex-con finally went to the hospital, a balloon of marijuana slipped out of his anus while a doctor was operating on the gunshot wound. Cops also arrived at the hospital when alerted of the gunshot wound and searched Wilson's car, where they discovered a bag of meth in the blood-stained jeans he was wearing when he shot himself. The officers issued a warrant for Wilson's arrest, and he turned himself in to police. And, I really just don't know what to say right now. As he was being processed at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center, Wilson was strip searched, and another balloon of marijuana slipped out of his anus. He's got a little bit more to worry about if things are just falling out of his butt. While in jail, Wilson made a number of calls to his girlfriend and asked her not to cooperate with investigators working his case. Authorities were listening in on the calls. During all of this was going down, the convicted felon was charged with possession of a firearm, unlawful possession of meth, possession of controlled substance in a correctional facility, and 4 counts of tampering with a witness. Wilson is also going to be held on $110,000 bail and is due in court on the 18th of June. So we'll see how this turns out for this skadoosh. But nonetheless, folks, that was your douchebag criminals this evening. I want to give a shout out to each and every one of you guys out there who tune in and watch the show on a regular basis. I love you guys, man. We're in 12 different countries, 454 episodes in the bag. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of supporting. I'm a huge fan of creating. If you guys want to create something awesome, get out there and do it. Don't let anybody hold you down. If anybody ever tells you you can't do something, you need to look at those motherfuckers straight in the face and say, you know what, I can do something. Because you know what, if I can do it, then you can do it. And I encourage each and every one of you guys out there, man, to support somebody, be a difference in somebody's life. It goes past being a dad. It's about being a human being. It's 2019. We need to start creating and stop hating. So, I love you guys, and I appreciate all the support, man. I want to give a shout-out to all my sponsors, everybody that sponsors the show. Foxhole Internet Radio Network, Shamrock Printing, Rockstars Glued, Paul's Nightclub, Photo Nation AP, Ohio Local Music. I want to give a shout-out to everybody that's ever felt like they couldn't be something, everybody that's ever been told they can't, everybody who's been told they won't. You are, you will, you can, and you do, and you always will be somebody to me. Much love to you guys. Hashtag Music Familia for life. Share this video out. Hopefully I'll see you guys next Thursday. I'm going on a little vacation this weekend. So be safe. Be good to each other. Get out. Support some local music. Support a local show. I love you guys. Be good to each other. Have a great rest of your week. See ya.